Today is June 28, 2020. It's day 10. 9 days since Bennicks and Jayaraj were taken into custody by Sathankulam police. 6 days since Bennicks' death. 5 days since Jayaraj's death. There are several questions that remain unanswered. Primary among them, why has a FIR still not been filed against the accused policeman? To be fair, owing to growing protests and demands for justice, the Madurai bench of Madras High Court took suo motu cognizance of the matter. The bench ordered the Superintendent of Police, Thuthukudi, to inquire into the incident and submit a status report on day 6 itself. The bench was informed that 2 sub-inspectors, Balakrishnan and Raghu Ganesh, have been suspended. Inspector Sridhar has been transferred to a waiting list. Disciplinary action has been initiated against Constables S. Murugan and Muthraj. Based on the court's directions, an autopsy was conducted on both bodies on day 7 and it was videographed. The process seems fine until this point. On day 8, in his interim report, the Thuthukudi SP submitted that the postmortem report was ready, but due to the restrictions in place because of COVID-19, he was not able to submit it in a sealed cover as ordered by the court. The court accepted the SP submissions and ordered that everybody cooperate with the inquiry that will be conducted by the Kovilpatti Judicial Magistrate. The court ordered that jail records, the postmortem report and CCTV footage from the police station and the jail be preserved and submitted on June 30th when the next hearing in the case is scheduled. There are some very basic questions and contradictions between the police version and Bennicks and Jayaraj's family and friends version that need to be resolved. Police claim that a FIR was filed against the father-son duo around 10 p.m. on June 19th, that's day 1, by Sub-Inspector Raghu Ganesh after the father-son duo were brought to Sathankulam police station. This timeline is contradicted by Bennicks' friends who claim that the sub-inspector arrived at the police station only at 11:30 p.m. that night. Advocate Manimaran, who moved the bail petition for the duo, claims that Bennicks and Jayaraj had been bleeding profusely. How did the police acquire fitness certificates from the hospital in such a situation? Also, how did the Sathankulam Judicial Magistrate pass remand orders without examining the physical fitness as mandated by law? And why did the police take Bennicks and Jayaraj to Kovilpatti sub-jail around 100 kilometers from Sathankulam while there is a district jail in Perunai which is much closer? All this while, the family has been claiming that the police had attacked Bennicks in the anus, which resulted in excessive bleeding. The police has not yet admitted to any undue use of force on Bennicks and Jayaraj, even though some are facing suspensions and disciplinary actions. There is worry among the public based on past custodial violence cases that these suspensions and disciplinary actions will be the highest punishment that the accused policeman will be subjected to, even if they were found guilty by the Kovilpatti Judicial Magistrate in his inquiry. And that's another problem. We don't know the exact nature of this inquiry. The hope is that justice will be done and done quickly. But the way COVID-19 lockdown has been used as a reason to delay the submission of postmortem reports is a cause for major worry. Let's compare this to George Floyd's case. On May 25th this year, George Floyd, a 46-year-old black American man, died after a white police officer knelt on his knee for 9 minutes in Minneapolis. This led to Black Lives Matter protests initially in the US and later internationally. Meanwhile, on day 5, the main accused police officer was charged with murder. On day 10, the remaining 3 accused police officers were also charged with murder. On day 15, police reform legislation was introduced in the US Congress. On day 19, the Minneapolis City Council voted to replace the police department with a community-led public safety system. Clearly, COVID-19 pandemic has not slowed down the speed of judicial process or investigation in the US. Of course, the availability of photos and videos of the crime happening in full public view and the magnitude of the protests aided this swiftness. Yet, the accused in the US case are in jail, while the accused in the Sathankulam case are yet to even have a FIR filed against them. It is beyond madness to expect everything that happened in the US to happen here. It would be great if our government introduces strict legislations that prevent custodial violence in the future. Several civil rights activists are already working on this. How far our politicians will take this forward is the real challenge. But for the moment, can we at least make sure that this case is fast-tracked and justice is delivered to Bennicks and Jayaraj's family? I hope that the government can at least help in fast-tracking this and all other such cases. Can Sathankulam be India's George Floyd moment? The government and judiciary will have to answer this. Stay home and stay safe, guys. Vanakkam.